The Moto 360 is one of the best attempts at a smartwatch yet. Despite running the same software as a few others on the market, people actually really want this one. Let's take a closer look. So when it comes to design, the Moto 360 is a winner. The big thing here is that it is circular and actually looks like a normal watch. It is made really well with Gorilla Glass on the screen and stainless steel body and a Horween leather band, which you can actually replace. There's two models, a black and the silver I have here, and overall the design is pretty great. Now it does have a circular display, but not completely. There's a little disruption at the bottom, which a lot of people seem to really hate, but when you actually use the device, the bar really doesn't get in the way. This is here to house the ambient light sensor and presumably for the screen drivers, so the only other alternative was to have a big bezel all around the screen, and I think this is the much better option. The screen itself looks nice, but it's a pretty low resolution of 320 by 290, and while I could easily see pixels, this is a watch, so it's not a huge deal, and the screen overall looks nice and is easy to read in all conditions, even outdoors. On the back of the watch, you can see all the features written out, which include the heart rate monitor and wireless charging. The heart rate monitor worked pretty well, although because this is a nicer watch, I never really wanted to wear it when I worked out, so I didn't really find much use for it personally, but the monitor works perfectly fine. And it does have wireless charging, and you will have to charge it pretty much every day for the most part. Luckily, Motorola included a little cradle that you just set the watch on and it gives you a little charge indication and a little clock. It actually looks really good on your nightstand. But overall, the battery life was okay. It will last you throughout the day, but you will have to charge it, and if you turn on every single feature, you might have to charge it before the end of the day. But for my use case, the battery was good, but not great. Now this watch is running Android Wear, and I've covered that in past videos which I'll leave in the description, but essentially this is the same Android Wear we're used to, just circular, but it's not actually circular, and this is one of the biggest problems that I had with the watch. The software is not optimized for the hardware at all. This is a Square OS running on a circular display, which is fine for the most part, but there are many times when the text is cut off and things are just unreadable, which is a problem. It's also pretty laggy. When you go to do anything on the watch, you'll notice a little bit of lag behind it, which kind of takes away from the sexiness of the rest of the watch. But the actual functionality of the software is pretty good. The only issue I had was with voice commands. There were times when it just wouldn't have it didn't want me talking to it, so I just had to give up and use my phone. But besides that, I really like Android Wear and the functionality is all there. The 360 also by far has the best watch faces available, and you can actually customize the default ones using the Moto Connect app on Android, and I found myself color coordinating the watches to what I wore for that day. I really like that. But overall, this is a good first attempt from Motorola. There's no doubting it looks great, it feels good to wear, it doesn't look too big on your wrist, and it looks like a normal watch. This is a plus to a lot of people. Smartwatches are kind of a confusing category right now, and for a lot of people, wearing something that looks classy but also gives you extra functionality is a huge win, and I think that's why this is being given so much praise. This watch isn't perfect by any means, but it is a decent first attempt, and I can't wait to see what Motorola does in version 2.